Welcome to Star Joes. I'm your host Ryan, and today I'm going to be covering The Toys That Made Us, a Netflix documentary. It's a series of 8 videos. 4 of them are already out. That was created by Brian Volk-Weiss. He is a stand-up comedian, worked with a lot of stand-up comedians over the years, has made a lot of connections, and he decided that he loves toys. He's loved toys his whole life, and he helped create this documentary that's out there. I'm sure a lot of you already checked it out and have seen it being advertised, and maybe you've already watched the first 4 episodes. I've watched the first episode so far. I'm actually going to do a later review where I cover the first 4 videos all together and give you my thoughts on that, but I thought it'd be a good idea just to cover the very first one, which is all about Star Wars. Kind of makes sense, you know, you always want to start strong when it comes to something like this. So Star Wars is probably as strong as you can get when it comes to toys. In fact, they're the reason that a lot of different toy products came out afterwards. It was a really interesting documentary. I recently had the opportunity to interview Brian on the creation of this documentary. You could check out the podcast video where I interviewed him. It's down in the description below. But he said the original video for the Star Wars section was about 2.5 hours long. Now they did cut that down. It's just under an hour. I would love to actually hear the rest and see the rest of that original cut. I'm sure anyone that's a huge fan would be, but I understand that they had to shorten up the video a bit just for the general public to enjoy. They also cover in these first 4 episodes Barbie, G.I. Joe, and He-Man Masters of the Universe. So looking forward to checking out the rest of those. When it came to the Star Wars video, I thought they did a fantastic job. They really showed a lot of the details that went into the creation of the toy line and what has happened since. Most of the video does take place in the early parts of Kenner and the early parts of the toy property being created, which makes perfect sense. You have guys like designers at Kenner of Jim Swearingen and Dave Okada who tell some amazing stories. I mean, the product designs that they have and the things that they worked off of, the blueprints and everything that they worked off, were absolutely incredible. In fact, I would love to actually own the R2-D2 one or the X-Wing one. Like, that had to be incredible. And Jim has these things just kind of sitting in his home, and I know he treasures them. He treasures the work he did. He actually read the script. He volunteered to read the script for Star Wars to decide if they could actually do a toy brand. And they had to take those toys ideas to Bernard Loomis, who was the head of Kenner, and he had this expression that something had to be toyetica, or toyetic, not toyetica, toyetic, and he definitely found Star Wars to be toyetic, which I'm sure we can all agree, it has that feel of something you just want to play with. So that was awesome. You get to hear about how the deal was cut out with George Lucas and Lucasfilm. That was done by Jim Kipling. He has some interesting stories behind what he had to deal with. You had some of the salespeople and executives like Mark Pevers and Corky Steiner. They helped hash out the deal and everything else and work it all out. It's amazing what they were able to accomplish with the short time frame that they had. Now, being a huge Star Wars fan, of course, you saw people like Steve Sansweet with Rancho Obi-Wan and all of his collection, but you got to see a lot of other collections in this video as well. Got to hear, why people collect them. One of the things that was really great was hearing John Tenuto, who is a sociology professor. He gave the thoughts that everyone collects something, or at least everyone should collect something, whether it's toys, whether it's comics, whether it's sports memorabilia, whether it's magazines, whatever it is that you collect, kind of identifies who you are as a person, and it's a way for you to represent yourself and kind of show, like, this is who I am, this is what I'm into. And I think that's really awesome. I've always said that everyone's a geek about something, and definitely reinforced that in this video. They just did, like I said, they did a really great job with this. Like I said, my only complaints, I think the 2 complaints I have from this very first episode is, one, I personally would have loved it to have been even longer than what it was. Here's some of the little nuances when it came to certain figures and everything else. We get a little bit of that, of course, with the well-known figures that people really want to know, like what happened and how did it come about. But also, I will say I'm cringing at the thought of watching some of the future videos, only because the theme song for the show is a bit cringy for me. It's I laughed initially when I first started watching it, and I'm like, wow, this song is really not good. This introduction song is not good. But You know, it feels very 80s. It looks very, you know, 80s put together. But yeah, that's the only thing I was like, okay, maybe could have done a little bit better job on that. But I really did love this documentary. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of them. Tell me what you guys think of the documentary. If you've checked it out, have you heard anything about it at all? Tell me in the comments below. You know, is there something you liked, something you didn't like? I can tell you for a fact from talking with Brian, who created the show, you know, he wants to hear about what have people been liking with it and what have people not been liking with it, because he definitely wants to do more of these, and he wants to give the fans something that they're looking for. So definitely let me know in the comments. I'm going to be in touch with him to let him know, you know, here's what people are saying, here's what my thoughts were. But I'm really excited that a documentary like this was created that's on Netflix, so it is really good quality. I loved seeing the images that they had. I loved seeing, you know, learning new things. I will say, you know, Brian wanted to accomplish this when it came to these documentaries. He wanted something there for the fans and for the people that were not fans. That's something that everybody could enjoy. And he also said even for the die-hard fans of certain things, such die-hard fans of Star Wars, he hoped that they uncovered something that maybe you didn't know. I know that there were some things that I saw and heard that I did not know. For example, did you know that a sock was responsible for helping to save a certain figure that was out there? So if you want to know what I mean by that, you check out the video, the documentary. So, but yeah, it was things like that, seeing some of these images that probably have never been seen before. That was really awesome. So like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoy this video, you know, hit that like button. If you want to see other things from me, let me know in the comments. I always want to hear from you guys. And if you want to see even more of these videos, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, if you're seeing this in time, Merry Christmas. If you're seeing it after the holiday, still Merry Christmas. I hope that you all enjoy the holiday season. Be safe out there, and remember, the Force will be with you, because knowing us is half the battle. Take care, everyone.